Back on Get Up, our next game is What If? Hey, Jeff Saturday, what if Saquon Barkley leads the Eagles to a Super Bowl victory?
Well, it'll be the greatest running back season in history because he's going to put up some numbers. And then it will be the greatest free agent signing possibly in history. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. And all because Graziano wanted him to go to the Eagles, which I absolutely love. But that's the what if. He would lead them. He would run. It would be an incredible signing. And again, probably the greatest season in running back history.
Put it right there with Tom Brady,
yes,
who led a team to a Super Bowl in one season. Neek, what if Patrick Mahomes leads Kansas City to a three-peat?
Oh, that's easy. You brought his name up already. Tom Brady is getting suited up, and he's coming back. He's not going to take this lying down. You guys better find some old linemen and get them over to Vegas.
Raiders need a quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
You think Tom Brady, while he still has breath in his lungs, is going to sit here and let us start calling somebody else the GOAT realistically? Because that's what's going to start happening.
He is the best quarterback they have right now. Graziano, what if Josh Allen never wins a Super Bowl?
I mean, he'll still be rich. What if? He'll be Dan Marino, right? That level of player that we remember as excellent. But one of the second or third thing you say about him is, but he never got it done. And it'll hang on him, I'm sure, and he'll regret it. But this is still going to be probably a Hall of Fame caliber career based on the way it started.
Oh, I think that's for sure. In the meantime, let's do expert review, which is brought to you by Tax Act. So, a lot of us were going to do a thing called blame game. Who was to blame for the Bills losing? And then Jeff completely tore that up in our meeting this morning because you've got two plays that you will highlight here that you think were there to be made that cost the Bills the game.
Yeah, we can go 50-50, offense and defense, right? You talk about a team game, and we'll start on the offensive side, right? You have the fourth down that everybody has broken down, all over social media, but the reality is you're coming out of a 2-minute, you have 4 players on one side. So that means as you're looking at this as an offensive lineman, there is no way they can bring pressure from that left side. You have the motion that's coming back, and all of a sudden, there's like this surprise. And the part that frustrates me the most is this. As an offensive lineman and as a quarterback, you understand, coming out of a 2-minute, typically defenses will try to blitz you. Also, when you're at that, right at the 50-yard line, high tendency you're getting blitzed. Now add on that it's 4th and 5. You're playing Spags, who wants to blitz you all the time. They were surprised is probably the most frustrating thing for me. And as I looked at this a number of different ways, whether you blame the quarterback, blame the offensive line, who knows how it played out. But they had an opportunity to make a play, and they didn't make it. And Josh Allen almost in a miraculous way did it. Now let's flip it over. The defense, the Chiefs gave him another opportunity. Pacheco went out of bounds, so it gave him more time. 3rd and 9, y'all. Not 3rd and 3, 3rd and 9. And they're running man coverage, and a running back out of the backfield gets a check down that goes to complete the first. It is just, you had every opportunity. If you're the Bills and you're complaining about calls or whatever it is, you had every opportunity to win this game. And when the execution mattered, you didn't execute on 2 fundamental plays. These are not tricky. This is not like, oh man. And everybody, and listen, I love Spags, right? He's done a great job. There was nothing. I'm sitting on my couch with my son, my wife, and my son's girlfriend, and we're having a conversation. I literally glance over, like, they're going to bring heat from there. And literally,
say that more slowly.
Okay.
You said they're going to bring heat from the right.
From the right side. Because
show the play again. So when we set it up here, you're saying someone, and I'm asking you, who should have been aware, looking at the formation and everything else, if we can roll that play again, where should they have seen that coming?
If you're the center or the quarterback, and you see you have quads to a side, and you only have 4 players that are capable of covering, whether it was a mugged linebacker up in the A-gap who is going to bail out, there's no other player that you can bring pressure on that side, right? Because it fundamentally won't occur.
I think so. What Jeff is pointing out is, like, for you to send a blitz, you normally have a player cap. Right here, there's 4 eligible to this side. So you know that guy who's mugged in the A-gap, He's just playing because he got to get out to that fourth guy. And you know that on the left side, there is someone there that can cap and recover. So you know if a blitz is coming, that is coming from the right side. So you should slide. What Jeff is saying, I think, you should slide your O-line to that way. They went the other way and let two guys go through that big gap without anybody.
So we're sort of, this is for the advanced class now, but I think it is interesting and instructive. What I want to know is, whose job is it?
Yeah.
Is it the quarterback's job to recognize it? Is it the one member of the offensive line?
So for like us, it would have been me and Peyton. So I don't know how their structure is. If it's a guard makes the call, the center makes the call. I don't know who, but I can tell you this: it's coming out of a timeout. So the offensive line coach should be talking to whoever they talk to, going, hey, it's going to be a blitz, and there is no doubt we're going to get this. Antenna should be up. Like, have those.
They blitzed them to play before, and they called a screen, which is a perfect call, but the Chiefs ran and hustled down and made the tackle. But in this situation, I think part of the thing that's frustrating is the reason why you get in empty, or part of the reason why you get in empty and you get in quads, is it forces the defense to show player. If you have guys in the backfield and they're all condensed like that, then you can't really tell who's covering who. You spread them out and you put 4 to one side. It's like, all right, you guys are not going to let us have 4 on 3 over here, or 2 on 1 over here. And that's what it came down to. So they came out presumably because they know Spag's going to blitz, because he does in that situation always. They had a formation that's designed to get them to show where they're coming from. They showed where they were coming from, and they still slid the line the wrong way.
And this is the issue, because I heard people blasting Brady or whatever, right? Like the
offensive coordinator, Joe Brady.
Joe Brady. But the problem is, to your point, they got the picture they needed. Right. I'm just telling you, like, I played the game 14 years. You see safety rotate. You can tell there is no way possible they can bring a blitz from this side. And so it blew me away, because it was such a simple solution to the problem. Whether you had the protection wrong at the beginning of the play, but fix it. Like, somebody make a quick adjustment. And so now you have, even if you're the right guard, like, who are you trying to collect? At least grab the guy in front of you. And again, that might not be, I'm not trying to assign blame, but it's just too many mistakes were made. So when everybody tries to scapegoat or feel, this is execution, y'all. There's nothing more simple than understanding which side in that.
It's also important to point out that the players that Jeff is counting is like linebackers and defensive backs.
Right.
So to that left side, you're like, all right, you're not going to let a receiver get guarded by a defensive end. So you're counting essentially linebackers and defensive backs versus how many eligible receivers you have. If the numbers add up and they even each other out, you guys can't send anyone, because presumably you will be leaving someone uncovered. On the other side, they had one receiver with a corner on top of him and a safety over top of him.
Right.
So that's what Jeff is saying, is like, you see this. He could come and he could replace him. Over there's no one there to replace. So why would you then say we're blocking as if we know they're coming from this side, when it's
because they're in a full slide. Like, they turn their protection, right? It would have been easy to call it a poker call, where you put 5 on 5 and you kind of filter it out. But it was like, again, this is not like 401, y'all. This is counting very simply, right? Left and right across the center's nose. There's nothing difficult.
That's why I wanted to do it. I know it was very X and O-y, but I think it was an important and interesting explanation. I mean, every single one of these plays requires